People notice that you move differently. You don't chase approval. You don't chase attention. You do not chase opportunities that require you to abandon your standards. Instead, you focus on becoming better, wiser, and more disciplined. That mindset naturally attracts what belongs in your life. Your calm confidence shows that you understand something important. You are not someone who chases. You don't chase people. You don't chase approval. You do not chase status, not even money. It's not because you believe yourself to be above anyone. You understand a simple truth. No person stands above another in worth, but you also understand a law that many learn the hard way. When something must be chased, it usually runs away. You learned a long time ago that pursuit born from desperation rarely leads to peace. It only exhausts the soul and diminishes your dignity. So instead, you chose a different path. You chose to pray. And when you pray, you do not pray like someone begging God for scraps. You pray with quiet certainty. You trust that what is meant for you has already been written. Because of that faith, you no longer run after outcomes. You simply rise each day and do what is required of you. You show up, you work, you improve, not perfectly, but consistently and faithfully. You give your effort the best that you can give it on that day, and when the work is done, you leave the rest in God's hands. This is why you feel no need to perform for anyone. You're not here to tap dance for applause. You're not trying to mold yourself into whatever shape will make others comfortable. You simply live as yourself 24 hours a day. And whoever resonates with that energy is welcome in your life, but only if they bring the same sincerity with them. Respect must travel in both directions. You are not someone who expects perfection from the people around you. You understand something that many people forget. Good people still make mistakes. Everyone stumbles from time to time. And when someone shows genuine care, honesty, and loyalty, you do not discard them for every small flaw. You value real family. You value real friends. You are not the kind of person who abandons people simply because they fail to behave the way you would have. But at the same time, you refuse to betray yourself just to keep company. You will not pretend to enjoy the presence of those who drain your spirit. You will not shrink your truth so others could feel more comfortable. And you will never allow yourself to be stepped on simply to claim that you have people around you. Because you understand something that many people never grasp. It is better to walk with a few honest souls than to stand in a crowd of pretenders. That is the difference between you and many others. You are not a chaser, and people can feel that. They may not always be able to explain it, but they sense it. There's a calmness in someone who is not trying to grasp at everything. There's a quiet authority in someone who stands firmly in their own identity. And strangely enough, that calmness is what makes you magnetic. The right people will feel drawn to it. Not because you try to impress them, but because your presence reminds them of something rare. You remind them of truth, authenticity, and steadiness. The people who carry those same values recognize it immediately. And when they find someone who walks with those same principles, they do not take it lightly. Because in a world where many people are pretending, performing, and competing for attention, someone who simply stands in their truth is a rare thing. That is why the right people will find their way to you. And when they do, they will not treat your presence carelessly, because they understand that people who live this way are not common. They realize that finding someone who does not chase the world, but instead walks with quiet purpose in it, is not something that happens often. I'd like to end this message with a parable. There was once a gardener who planted a small orchard. After planting the seeds in the soil, his neighbors laughed. They watched him water the ground each day, tend to the earth, and remove the weeds. But they noticed something strange. The gardener never pulled at the trees to make them grow faster. He never shouted at the soil. He never begged the branches to bear fruit. He simply cared for the ground and trusted the season. Meanwhile, other people in the village ran from market to market searching for fruit. They bargained desperately, chased merchants down dusty roads, and returned home exhausted. Years passed and the gardener's trees grew quietly. And one season, the orchard blossomed. Branches bent low with fruit. Travelers began to stop by the garden, drawn to the abundance. The same neighbors that once laughed asked for his secret. The gardener simply smiled and said, "Fruit grows where your patience lives. Those who chase harvests often forget to plant seeds." The lesson? The world often teaches people to chase attention, chase approval, chase success. But the deeper truth is, what is built through patience, discipline, and faith will eventually attract what it needs. When you focus on becoming the right person instead of chasing the right things, life begins to meet you halfway. Not because you demanded it, but because you became someone who was ready for it. And that's it for this message. I'd like to thank everyone who made it to the end of the video. I'm truly honored by your support. If this message resonated with you at all, please consider dropping a comment, giving me some feedback, hitting the like button, and subscribing. It's been ChrisAnesti, and until next time, take care and have a good one.